Well, take a look at this map. I mean, we've had 46 attacks on our men and women in uniform. So let's take a look. You're talking about 2,500 here in Iraq and about 900 here. And they basically sit there and duck and cover. You have a lot of guys with some head injuries from the concussion of the strikes and from the missile defense knocking these strikes out of the air. But if you look at these strikes, look at this. Some 14 hits in Iraq, another 5 here in Iraq. You have the one here, another 5 here in Iraq. But we've chosen, I don't know if it's a deal with Baghdad or not to hit back any place but Syria. The most substantial strikes are the last 2 strikes. 6 or 7 people died. We were able to surveil this for a while. First, it was here. Just an empty facility. They say full of weapons. They did notice here secondary explosions, which shows they got a weapons depot and they got some militia members. But the question is, after we hit back for a second time last Thursday, we got hit back with 4 more attacks. And on Sunday, we hit back twice. The question is, has Iran gotten the message yet? More than likely, the answer is not. We bring more assets in, we show them the firepower we have, and the attacks continue. They say it is just the resistance, militia that have combined to go against outside sources. We went out of our way to say this has nothing to do with Israel and Hamas's attack and Israel's reprisals. I have news for you. It has everything to do with Israel. There was also a situation. Here. When you look at the fact that we were in Baghdad and we have this meeting last week with the Secretary of State, we have 14 hits on our biggest base, and we have yet to answer for that. Missile defense, guys, is just not going to be the only answer. We have to show a toughness and a rigor, and we have to stop qualifying every attack with, we don't want a war. We know we don't want a war. We never wanted a war. Israel didn't want a war. Our enemies have a say in this, and I think strength is the only thing we have back. Hopefully this will send a more substantial message, because they seem to love the distraction of America hitting.
But they've attacked us almost 50 times. We've attacked them 3.
Yeah, 3 times this last time. This time is 2 separate strikes. This is the first time there's been casualties that we know of.
All right. On this Monday morning, let's bring in retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Darin Gaub. He was a Blackhawk helicopter pilot and battalion commander in the Mideast. Easy for me to say. He joins us right now. Colonel, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Pleasure to see you.
It's great to have you. It sounds like this place was apparently a training camp and a safe house that they hit overnight, our time. It was apparently a headquarters for some of these Iranian-aligned groups. They had to know we were coming, didn't they?
Oh, of course. And they'll continue to take these odds all day long. It's already been mentioned on here. You know, they've hit us nearly 50 times, and we've retaliated 3 times, once against an empty camp. So this is the message that Iran is hearing, is for them to keep going.
You know, Lieutenant Colonel, when we talk about the brain injuries, these TBIs that our soldiers are getting, I mean, we're just handing them out like they're cookies right now, as if it's not going to have some sort of impact. But my fear is that this is going to escalate to the death of our soldiers. What should be the response from the Biden administration right now?
Yeah, right now the response needs to be basically that if wherever these attacks come from, we need to turn it into a parking lot. The message that has to be that we are actually responding from a position of strength, and that Iran's going to pay a heavy price, much heavier price than they anticipated for anything they do against us. The message that needs to be heard, again, is strength. That's all they know in this region, really, is force. And we have to speak it better than them.
Yeah, sir, we wanted to get your reaction to this because you're a retired U.S. Army Blackhawk helicopter pilot, and one of our pilots, or 5 of our men, went down in this helicopter crash. I assume they're men, during this training exercise in the Mediterranean Sea on Friday. They're saying that the helicopter suffered a mishap and crashed during a routine air refueling mission. It was an MH-60 Blackhawk helicopter, and on board U.S. Army Special Operations Forces. Your reaction, tell us what you think might have happened.
Yeah, the possibilities here are almost endless. There's no such thing as a routine mid-air refueling mission using a Blackhawk helicopter. These are some challenging environments, especially at night. Don't know what the winds are. You don't know the circumstance, and the investigation into this is going to take some time. So we need to give them that time to figure out what the real facts are. I don't like the idea of calling things like this, though, just routine. And the word mishap means really we don't know yet. And that's an accurate statement, and it's best just to let them go through the investigation process. Sometimes it will take months, and so I'll be curious to see what those results are as well. But in the meantime, of course, we need to make sure that we mourn for the loss and we recognize the service of those who died.
If I can just pivot a little bit, last week it became word that we have special ops on the ground, it seems, helping to get our hostages out of Gaza. How do we approach that mission, knowing the casualties not only cost our men and women their lives, but it would be a disaster diplomatically around the world? What do you think our guys are doing? How do they work with the IDF?
Well, first of all, we know they went there under an advisory assignment, so they're helping the IDF with the process of how to do this, intelligence and various things as well. The IDF is extremely well trained and capable of handling this mission. We just need to be there to back up our ally and help them hopefully successfully recover as many hostages as possible. Direct engagement, and whether they're on the ground in Gaza, assisting them, that wouldn't surprise me, but I think it's one of those things that if it is happening, that we would never really talk about, of course, on the air. But I hope they are there in some ways, at least in that advisory capacity, and being very effective with them. And we can get these hostages recovered.
One of the hostages is a 3-year-old boy whose parents were killed. How do you process that?
Well, yeah, that's a hard one. Kids don't always understand what really truly happened, and you just have to get around those children and hold them close, and hopefully you can just do your best.
Real quickly, Lieutenant Colonel, explain to our audience, you know, our door kickers, our special forces have been working with IDF for years. They trained them with the capabilities, hostage rescue. They've been doing that for a while. So explain the relationship there. And they've kind of been on the ground for a while now.
Yeah, one of the things about our special forces is that their primary mission really is to educate and train other nations' forces in order to make them better. Our special forces are often not directly engaged because they want to make sure that the host nation's special forces and other people that they train are ready to do the job themselves. So that's the relationship the special forces has around the world, regardless of the military and what nation they come from. And the Israeli Defense Forces, though, are one of those that are uniquely talented and gifted in this region. And I would trust them with these missions inherently.
Yeah, some of the best in HR and hostage rescue. Hopefully they can get our people back. Lieutenant Colonel, thanks so much for joining the program this morning.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I wonder what the chances are, because I think special ops, I think of all the movies that we've watched where they're going to go in and rescue.
The problem right now, Ainsley, is that a lot of our special ops, they operate on secrecy as well as of surprise. And that's gone now. And so that's going to be the hard part. But the IDF guys have been doing this. They've been doing this for a while. They're some of the best in the world at this. I have full confidence that they can handle this mission. I think our guys should continue to advise and support them, give them the resources that they need. But I have full confidence, and I've trained with some of these guys before. They know what they're doing. They're some of the best at it.
But you're right, the element of surprise is gone. Because the bad guys can expect somebody kicking the door down anytime.